on the outfit is enough to indicate that this is kind of a night dress perhaps. So you know, we can make that a nice kind of pastel-y colour, but maybe add a bit of grime to it, just dirty it up a little bit. And on the slippers we'll probably make these kind of like a pink floral colour, something like that. Just a little bit of trim around the top there, and we've got the same around the collar, so we can see that there's a running theme through the outfit there. And coming over to the arm and the back area now, I just want to bring this line in. It's just pushing out a little bit, and the top of the arm is just a bit too thin, so I just want to come back and come inside a little bit, just to kind of put it in a bit more and thicken up the top of the arm. It was just a bit too over exaggerated to begin with, so bringing back the red layer and turning it off and on again, I can kind of see where I need to be. So I can take a few attempts at this. You know, we've got the eraser tool, just using the layers, we've got this option to just come in and make these changes on the fly. So just adding a kind of seam under the arm there, just so we can see where that comes in. So just thickening this up, still feeling a bit too thin for the character when you bear in mind the thickness of the wrist there. We just want to kind of reflect that the wrist to the top of the arm is going to get a bit thicker, so I just want to make sure I get that proportion there as good as I can. So we're just going to play with a couple of ideas for the mouth now. Just see if we can change it up. Just want to zombify it up a little bit. Just feeling at the moment it's not quite working for the character. So you know, we're just erasing, coming back, seeing what works. So at this point we just kind of fiddling around with the design now, just making sure things line up. So the cheekbone there, just needed to thin that out to match the opposite side. It was a bit too thick and come up too high. So just moving it into position a bit better. Okay, we're almost there. Another attempt at mouth now. Just want to try and, you know, consider the age of the woman in general, and now the added zombiness of the character. So I just want to kind of make this mouth just a bit older looking, just add a few more lines, but you know, just try and keep that kind of sneer to it. I don't want her looking kind of friendly as such. Just want a bit of, you know, sort of zombiness to it, really. So what we could do is maybe even add some makeup to the lips. We've kind of made that top lip kind of tight, looking with those few lines in there. So we could add a little bit of makeup, lipstick to the lips. We'll see how that looks in the final design. And here I just want to hunch the back out a bit more, just exaggerate this theme of the kind of bad back. So I just want to hunch the character over just a little bit more. So I'm just hacking away at the original line there. So we can take that out. And it doesn't mess too much with the hand there. We don't really need to make any adjustment there because it's higher up in the back that I wanted to create that bigger arc. Okay, so just literally just the final details now, just casting an eye over everything, making sure everything looks okay. Thinking about the silhouette of the design, but I'm happy with that. From the original sketch to this, I think this has come out as a really nice design here. So theme wise, I think this works really well. So at this point I'm happy to take this design and take it straight to the inking stage. Okay, let's create a new character here. So again, a new layer, and using our red brush tool here, I'm going to create a young boy here. So for the head shape, just a basic oval, and dropping in the horizontal and vertical guidelines here just to show the direction he's facing in and where to hang the features. And much like the last character, I'm going to draw an oval torso. So I want this character to have a t-shirt and shorts outfit. So with these basic shapes I can create that look. So here we've just got these rectangles for the shorts. These are going to be baggy, and we're going to have kind of a loose fitting t-shirt here, kind of typical to a kid's outfit that they'd wear whilst out playing and so on. We're giving this character kind of larger hands just to add to the overall goofiness of the character here. And this arm we're going to have bent at the elbow. He's going to be holding something there. Okay, so down into the legs now. Again, just simple rectangles. And just simplifying this design on the shorts. I wanted to add some pockets there. So just 2 or 3 lines there is enough to indicate that. And these feet here, again, these are quite large, and we'll add some trainers to those, like a simple design. So onto this hand, where it's going to be holding something, just using these very simple circles to indicate the grip of the hand there. And this character is going to be holding an ice cream cone, but being a zombie, it's going to be a slightly different flavour. Just a very simple design on the shirt there. Okay, so try and keep these eyes nice and heavy. You know, have the brow down as if he's a little bit confused. Okay, so wanted to try something a little different here, just to add some humour to the overall situation. So here we've got, you know, the bottom jaw's missing, and we've got this tongue kind of flapping out. Okay, so just adding a baseball hat on the top here, very simple to do. Again, just a few lines in there. And onto the ice cream here. So nice big portion in the flavour of brain. Not too many details, we just need to kind of give this kind of bubblegum, chewed up bubblegum effect to draw a cartoon brain. We'll have that kind of like a bright kind of pinkish colour. And he's looking a bit confused, you know, he's trying to figure out how to lick it with without the jaw at the bottom there and this tongue flapping around. So a little bit gruesome, but you know, we're still not making things too over the top with regards to gore and things like that. Okay, so just adding just a few details to the shoe here, and this will be kind of like we'll make these a red shoe with a white sole, typical design for a cartoon shoe there. So just refining a few details here for the very basic sketch, but again, happy with this. And at this point I think, you know, we can go in and start to draw on top of this. Let's take this layer now and drop the opacity so that we can trace over the top. So a new layer and a nice blue colour for the brush tool so we can trace over. And remember not to trace precisely, still try and work quite loose but keep the lines neat so you can ink over the top. And also remember at this stage, you're not committed. You can change anything you like. Remember earlier on we changed the entire arm of the character, so we changed it from where it was down in front of the body to having it reaching out in perspective. So you're not committed by any means at this point. We're still playing with ideas. We're just happy with what we're doing, and if we think something, we're in a position where we can play around with it, duplicate a layer so we've still got the original copy, and so on. So you can see here that line, I've just arced it out a bit more, give it a bit of a nicer curve there. And again, just a couple of swoops there on the shirt to indicate a bit of looseness and bagginess to the shirt there. With these shorts, just trying to curve out these lines just a bit more. Very minimal details to those pockets. You can see just a hint of a button and pockets on the upper part of the short there. Okay, so we're looking good so far. I'm happy with that. Coming down into the other arm, and you can see from one arm to the next that swoop we drew through the neck really helps to line up both shoulders, and we get this almost S-curve from left to right through there. So coming down into the shoes, you can see here we've got a nice thick sole to the shoe there, so we'll make that white. So they'll be nice and cartoony. And the socks there, we'll probably just make those maybe a light colour to go against the bluey green of the skin there. And we don't need to put too much detail in for laces. We'll just put a couple of lines to indicate that there are laces in those shoes there. We can do that in the inking stage, that's not a problem. Okay, so onto the hat. You can see this is kind of an S-curve, just goes round from the side of the rim to the other side. So just using that kind of S-curve, we can create that lip for the hat. And just make sure when you're drawing the top of the hat that you've got enough room for the head underneath. You don't want it too short and making the head look too small. So make sure you're working with the volume of the head when you draw the hat on top. So maybe draw the shape of the entire head and then the hat just outside it. Okay, so the teeth there, very simple design for the face there. Not cluttering up the design at all there, so we're just keeping it nice and simple, spacing things out. Okay, so keeping with this confused look on the face here and making sure the eyes are looking directly at the object there. And again, you can see there we've got just a very small hint of bags under the eyes there. Okay, so this tongue needs repositioning. It's just a little bit too far back and a bit long, so I just want to scrub that out and start again. So something like that is better. So it's kind of flapping away there aimlessly at the ice cream cone. And fingers here, you know, he's got some nice round fingers there, so nice shape to play with there. And you'll notice on this hand we've got the little finger kind of extending outwards quite delicately, which is also a nice little touch considering the nature of the character. Some crisscrosses on the cone there to make it look like a sugar cone. And as I was saying, keep this design very simple. You don't want to try and get realistic with this. Just a few lines in there to indicate what the object is. So we'll drop in a kind of hot pinkish colour in there to show that it's a brain. A little bit icky, bit of goo running off it. So we're almost there. Just thickening out that thumb, bit thin where it met the wrist there, so we just need to thicken that up just a tiny bit. And make sure that thickness